This week on UAE Weekly, are many businesses in the country losing millions of dirhams annually due to poor after-sales service? With the Dubai Summer Surprises recently concluded and the Dubai Shopping Festival set to start in January 2014, we take a closer look at customer service after the sale ends. We speak to Mr. Arne Silvis, General Manager of Maha Desert Resort, about managing what TripAdvosir has named as the #1 resort in the Middle East. And we take a closer look at a structure that has weathered the times and witnessed grand history unfold in the capital after it was first built during the 18th century. Hello and welcome to UAE Weekly. After-sales customer service is a critical factor to any business, just as the actual sale, according to Ethos Consultancy, a customer service measurement and training firm in the Middle East. With such a cosmopolitan environment, a diverse mix of nationalities and high standards of hospitality, this should be a breeze. However, many businesses in the country continue to lose millions of dirhams annually due to poor after-sales service.
Dubai and the UAE annually welcome an increasing number of visitors and residents. In addition to the growing range of attractions across the country are the hundreds of shopping malls, hotels, and thousands of products that cater to every segment. Experts say all these contribute to making a good sale. But what about after sales?
Customer policy is the downfall of many retail organizations because unfortunately the poor guy or girl at the front end just remembers that it's the policy, I can't do this. They never have a policy of I can do this. So they always have the I can't do. And you know by the look on their face when you go in and say, look, I've got a problem, you're the last person in the world they want to see that day. One of the primary reasons is there's not enough empowerment given to the employee to make a decision on behalf of the company. Quite often, they're just told that that's the policy.
Key says the hotel and banking industry are among those that have proper standards and practice set for after-sales service, while the retail sector in general still lack in this department.
We shouldn't be relying on the government to do this. I think the government should set the policy, which Dubai government has done. The retailers then need to take on board all the organizations dealing with the consumer to keep them informed.
He added that they provide consultancy to companies across the region and conduct studies to keep pace with the trends. He says the dilemma is the inconsistency in after-sales customer service among industries and companies.
It depends where you're shopping, where you're going. And at times I have gotten my money as well. So it's a different experience in each shop. I don't really normally exchange stuff. But yeah, I think Dubai really has good people around. I'm talking about Dubai that way. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Baby Shop is among the leading retailers in the UAE today, with 33 stores across the country and 850 employees. According to them, while the industry has its challenges, they are clued into what customers need, want, and what keeps them coming back.
Customer service is a key cornerstone to everything we do in Baby Shop, and a key integral part of that is our refund and exchange policy. So a key component of that is that we maintain a consistent policy 365 days a year, whether it's during a sale, whether during a promotion or non-sale period. So whenever a customer wants to bring a product back for whatever reason, either they're not happy with the quality or they're not happy or they've changed their minds once reaching home, we are happy to entertain that, and we continue to do that. Every single staff within Baby Shop is fully trained to deal with the queries that a customer would have once they return. So be it from the lowest member of staff to the store manager, they are fully trained in terms of how do we deal with the customers, what are the customers' rights, and what can we do to go over and above the policies to satisfy the customer. So I'm confident that all of our staff within Baby Shop can provide the best service possible.
Perhaps it still is early days for many companies and industries. However, to get ahead in the game, experts say after-sales is something everyone should look into, beginning with empowering members of staff as well as informing customers clearly of their return, exchange, and refund policies. Khadija Sali, UAE Weekly.
Maha Desert Resort and Spa is the showcase property of Emirates Airline, and reflecting this, its creation was firmly aimed at competing internationally with the world's leading resorts. The exclusive resort proved to be a hugely successful effort, establishing a luxurious resort and major nature reserve in the Arabian desert at the same time. We sat down with Mr. Arne Silvis, the General Manager of Al Maha Desert Resort and Spa, and found out what it takes to deliver the highest standards in hospitality to those staying at this hidden gem. We are at the beautiful Al Maha Desert Resort and Wildlife Reserve, and we are joined today by Mr. Arne Silvis, General Manager of Al Maha Resort. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here today.
Now, Al Maha Desert Resort and Wildlife Reserve are the result of the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE's Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, in an effort to celebrate indigenous culture, wildlife habitat and UAE's environment. Now, what steps is Al Maha taking to ensure that this happens?
That is absolutely correct. The entire conservation reserve was the brainchild of Sheikh Mohammed, and together with visionaries like Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the project came into being in March 1999. This is also the time when the resort opened its doors, and the two grew in a symbiotic relationship to create what we have out there today, 225 square kilometers of beautiful, pristine, protected nature reserve. We are operating under ruler's decree. This was signed in 2004. We have also had the senior assessors from the IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, as well as senior members from UNEP, United Nations Environmental Protection Program, visit the resort, and we are now operating under their accreditation. It's been a tremendous milestone for us to achieve this, and in addition to that, we make our guests aware of our conservation efforts. We have a team of 13 conservation officers actively out there in the field gathering data. They follow a very scientific approach to their research, and they in turn share that information with us. So it's all about sharing information, about caring about the environment. There's a fence line protecting the 225 square kilometers. It's patrolled 3 times a day, so we make very, very sure that the only people who are inside the reserve are really people who care about nature and the environment.
Now, countries like Malaysia and Africa are renowned for their wildlife reserves. How do you think Al Maha compares?
I think Al Maha compares very, very well. We've based this conservation concept here on studies done in Africa and other parts of the world. The team of 13 conservation officers and the conservation manager follow a very scientific approach. They do their research according to very proven methods. They gather the data, they work this into data which the field guides or the rangers can use. So I think what we've established over here works really, really well. And with the accreditation we have from these international bodies, we're very proud of what we have achieved over here. It's successful, it's sustainable, and it's certainly profitable, and has also really served the resort and our guests very, very well.
Now, tell us about the design structure and architecture of the resort. It's my understanding that Al Maha is to combine Bedouin simplicity with the facilities of a modern luxury hotel. How challenging is it to ensure this combination?
Absolutely, it's fairly challenging. I think one of the biggest challenges we have here is our climatic conditions, sandstorms, which can, the shamals as we know them, which can suddenly come out of nowhere.
That's right, yes.
It keeps life interesting over here, but it also makes it slightly harder to manage. It's just not a 200-room high-rise hotel in the city. The design was envisioned again by Sheikh Ahmed, Sheikh Mohammed. Various architects from Schuster Pechtold in Dubai were involved. It was a long process before they put together the first mock-up unit, but from the outset it was decided that the resort should blend with the environment, that it should have visually a very low impact on the environment. And when you look at the property out there blending in with the dunes and the vegetation, the natural vegetation, when you're a few kilometers away from the resort you can hardly see it. It blends beautifully. It was designed to create a Bedouin encampment feeling, but a very luxurious one. And the emphasis was also on creating something which was understated luxury, where people could come in, luxuriate, enjoy the privacy and the tranquility, have a wonderful spa treatment, enjoy the privacy of their own swimming pools in front of their decks, and at the same time observe the wildlife drinking from the swimming pools or simply wandering by the suites. There's nothing in your face or garish about the rooms. They're beautifully decorated, understated, but definitely luxurious.
We will go to a short break now, but up next we continue our conversation with Mr. Arne Silvis, so stay with us.